Are you noticing how the intensity of rainfall has become way stronger than it used to be? This is not just a weather phenomena anymore, it's climate change in real time. Hello and welcome to The Hindu. My name is Priyali Prakash and you're watching Tipping Point. Our main topic this week is torrential rainfall. Earlier this week, India's financial capital Mumbai and its suburbs were hit by extremely heavy rainfall. The famous monorail got stuck and around 800 commuters had to be rescued by emergency services, local trains were disrupted, schools were shut, and the city was basically brought to a standstill. And it's not just Mumbai that was affected. Other parts of Maharashtra also suffered because of heavy rainfall. In Nanded district, at least 8 people were killed in flooding, which was caused due to a cloudburst-like situation. Even beyond Maharashtra, torrential rain has become the new normal. Delhi gets waterlogged even if it rains for a few hours. Thousands of people have been affected by floods in Uttar Pradesh this year, and at least 7 people were recently killed in cloudburst and landslide incidents in Jammu and Kashmir's Kathua district. The list goes on. We are seeing an overall change in rainfall patterns across the country, and this is because most rain spells nowadays are too much precipitation in short windows. Science is clear and pretty simple. As global temperatures rise, more water evaporates, which means there is more moisture in the air, which results in more rainfall. This is not a new discovery. Science already says that for every 1 degree Celsius rise in Earth's atmospheric temperature, the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere can increase by about 7%. It's also important to note that this year, monsoon rains were predicted to be above average, and seeing the deluge in most places, this early season prediction checks out. However, the distribution of this rainfall has not been even, and that's what is causing all the flooding, waterlogging, and crumbling of our infrastructure. For example, July in Mumbai was relatively dry, but extremely heavy rains returned to the city on around August 16th. In just 3 days from then, Mumbai recorded more than 800 millimeters of rainfall, surpassing its monthly average of 560.8 millimeters. Scientists have said that this downpour is a result of various weather systems working together. According to SkyMet's Mahesh Palawat, a low-pressure area over Vidarbha, a cyclonic circulation over the northeast Arabian Sea, a depression over Bay of Bengal, and an active offshore monsoon trough have resulted in vigorous monsoon conditions over coastal Maharashtra, particularly Mumbai. Now, a considerable chunk of monsoon in India comes from moisture-laden winds from the Arabian Sea and the larger Indian Ocean. This ocean has been warming rapidly, and scientists have warned us many times that increased warming brings more moisture towards the landmass and hence causes more rainfall in India. Let's hear more on this from climate scientist Raghu Murthugutte.
The massive floods, extensive floods over Mumbai now in the last couple of days, last few days of heavy rain have caused it. What is different from before now is that the amount of total rains are not like an extreme event, let's say, that happened in 2005, where 944 millimeters of rain was recorded in one 24-hour period over Santa Cruz. This has been raining for several days. What has changed since 2005? The main thing we notice is that the warming over the Middle East and the Mediterranean, the dry desert regions, has been very rapid, almost twice the rate of global warming. And this has pulled the monsoon winds which come from the southwest onto India, bring a lot of water vapor. These winds are called southwesterly winds, and they are being pulled to the north because of this warming over the Middle East and the pressure differences that are created between the Arabian Sea and the Middle East because of the warming. What does this do? Naturally, the monsoon winds swing back and forth south to north anyway. So when it's headed more to the south, the southwesterly winds, they are headed more to the south. Then it brings a lot of rain over Kerala, the peninsular India, and so on. But it also swings north naturally during the season several times. and that brings more rain over northern western Ghats, Karnataka, Maharashtra, Goa, into Gujarat, and even Pakistan. And the Middle East warming has actually increased the probability of the swing northward. So it is adding to the natural variability and creating more heavy rain events over northwest India, not only Mumbai, northwest India, also pumping moisture from the warm Arabian Sea all the way into the foothills, which caused heavy flash floods over, Dharali in Uttarakhand and Jasoti in Jammu and Kashmir, and even into Bunair in Pakistan. So all these are related. What is different from before is that we still have heavy rain events, but now the rain can last for many days because these winds that are pulled northward stay that way for several days, and it keeps on raining because lots of moisture keeps on getting pumped from the ocean into land, especially a city like Mumbai, which is growing very fast, very rapidly developing. Population is growing. So these are global amplifiers of heavy rain, like the Middle East warming and the northward shift. And then you have local amplifiers, I would say, where we are creating land use, settling in floodplains or staying on, building on slopes, deforesting, and various other human activities which have gone on for decades, if not centuries, because people were not experiencing such heavy rainfall. Now we have these heavy rainfall events, and they are lasting for days and days, creating dangerous conditions. So it's a deadly combination of global warming and natural variability. Monsoon is very much a natural phenomenon, and the wind variations are very much natural. But the natural variabilities get amplified by global warming and our actions of how we build, where we build, how we block water flows, the drainage systems, etc., create dangerous conditions and flooding. So the chronic changes or changes in the rainfall trends are slow changes which occur on a time scale of few days to a season, and then you have acute changes which bring heavy rain in a very short period. So these combinations are now being predicted better and better, but often they are not predicted at such a local scale as Dharali or Jasoti. So then we end up having landslides, flash floods, or vast flooding as in Mumbai. So we have to improve our early warnings. We have to make sure they're at a hyper local scale where people live, neighborhoods that get flooded, hotspots that get flooded, and so on. So this is challenging, but we are making tremendous progress. India has invested massive amounts into these prediction efforts. We are getting better, and they will keep getting better. And National Disaster Management Agency and the state disaster management agencies are working closely with each other and helping people and minimizing mortalities. And we have had many successes in reducing the number of deaths in most cases. But we should remember risk is never zero, so we should always be aware.
So, what is the way forward here? While we need urgent policy changes at a global level to control warming, we also need better early warning systems to safeguard people, infrastructure, and resources against intense rainfall and other extreme weather events. This includes identifying high risk areas, communicating approaching disasters better to local, especially vulnerable populations, teaching them how to evacuate in case disaster strikes. Long-term solutions should include improved drainage, especially in urban areas, and safeguarding existing green cover and also increasing it. And now let's take a look at a few other climate headlines from around the globe. The monsoon season is not only causing trouble in India, but it's also affecting neighbouring Pakistan. 5 days of the recent bout of torrential rain in Pakistan killed almost 400 people, and the rain is predicted to continue for longer. Extreme rainfall has caused flooding and landslides in many parts of the country. Pakistan's financial capital Karachi is also suffering immensely under extreme rainfall. The city hasn't seen rainfall of this scale in many years. People have been reported killed due to flooding, accidents, building collapse, and electrocution. While South Asia deals with extreme rainfall and flooding, Europe is dealing with widespread wildfires that have burned thousands of hectares of land and vegetation. Most of southern Europe is going through its worst wildfire season in 2 decades. While wildfires at this time were not uncommon, their intensity and scale have become more destructive. Scientists attribute this to the fast changing climate. Countries all the way from Portugal to Spain and from Greece to Albania have struggled to bring wildfires under control this year. Thousands of firefighters have been involved in the process, supported by international efforts. That's all from this week's Tipping Point. For more videos and in-depth analysis, please subscribe to The Hindu. If you have any feedback or suggestions for us, please email at videos@thehindu.co.in.